come up there and tie it up there?
No, I don't want to.
No?
I don't even want to feel it.
You want me to tie it up there?
No, I what are you doing, man?
Testing, testing. All right, welcome to the Senior Day 2017 here at West Ranch High School. We'd like to welcome everyone to our day here as 9 young men will play their last regular season game here at West Ranch High School. They face Valencia High School, our great competitive week, and we look forward to today's game. And we are proud of these young men that we're going to move on for all their hours of hard work and dedication to the program. They have been successful on the field, in the classroom. Huge thing
I had all those
today.
Really picked a lot of bombs name wrong. I got hung out to dry
All
on
these
that
young
one.
men would not move on to the next chapter of life unless they had great support at home. On behalf of the other coaches and players in this program, we wish all of our seniors the best. They are WildCats forever. We're going to do something a little bit different today, a little bit different approach. We're going to introduce the seniors to their parents as they come forward. As they come to home plate, I'll read to you words that our juniors selected that best describe their senior group. We figured our juniors would best know their graduating friends. Remember, each of our juniors have only one word that they can use to describe each of the seniors. So here we go. First up is number 12, Timmy Jostin. The words our juniors came up with to describe Timmy. You need to go to home plate. The words our juniors came up to describe Timmy was competitive, aggressive, outgoing, ace, and courageous. Timmy is on a bigger and better baseball path once he moves to West Ranch High School. His free spirit and baseball ability showcase in Cal State Baseball. We enjoyed our 4 years with him. Next up is number 19, Ryan Delgado. Our juniors came up with the following words to describe him: happy, smart, smiling, Einstein, and cheerful. Ryan has been a consistent source of pride for the coaches and players of West Ranch High School. We wish him all the best of luck as he moves on in the future. This consistent effort for be rewarded. Thank you, Ryan. Next up is number 15, Don Everly. The words our juniors decided to describe Dom were witty, quick, hilarious, freak, and clever. The Dominator will be a force pitch to the next level. His positive outlook and quick thinking will serve him well in the future. We have nothing but the best respect and hopeful for all these juniors with Dom. The idea here was to then line up their baseball. I believe you can start that trend down to 2 hours reverse. Next up is number 25, Chris Gabb. The words our juniors used to describe Chris were wall, big, guy, warrior, and large. The big guy has been a fantastic leader for us all season long. We look forward to watching him continue his baseball career. He keeps grinding out success with the best of them. All the best of luck to Chris. Next up is number 10, Austin Hernandez. The juniors' words they picked to describe Austin were beautiful, gorgeous, pretty, smiling, and flow. Next year will be a rough year for West Ranch High School coaches, as there will no longer be a Hernandez in the program after a long tradition. Austin will find a bunch of success playing baseball next year. We wish him all the best. Next up is number 5, Alex Lee. The junior words that came to describe Alex were adorable, acrobatic, friendly, cute, and lovable. The future U.S. coach will be missed, like everybody in the program. No one is more mature or smarter than Alex. He is destined for great things, and all because of his parents. Number 9, Robert Pop. Vikings describe Robert as a grinder, hardworking, positive, baller, and reliable. The best teammate in the program, he will be the hardest one to replace. We wish him all the best in the rest of his endeavors. No matter what path he chooses, he will be certain success. Next up, number 4, Nico Valdez. The juniors came up with the following words to describe Nico: smooth, athletic, sick, smoke, competitive. And then the smoke too, they call him the smoke because of fixing. Nico is a slick leader and is our team leader. He'll be very successful playing baseball next season. His competitive drive and spirit will be missing next year and will be difficult to replace. And last but not least, number 11, Gary Boone. The word described Gary from our juniors is hilarious, funny, charismatic, comical, and entertaining. We are proud of Gary and wish him all the best in his engineering studies at the California this visit. We are looking forward to watching him succeed in life, and it is a no doubter, no brainer. And we would like to thank all of you for helping us celebrate the last day for our seniors. This is 2017 Freshman WildCat Baseball Season.
Great. All right. I thought you were going to show off my ad-libbing skill.
I get so many emails from people suffering from acne. Here's just a few of them.
I've spent years being self-conscious. I've tried everything.
I never thought as an adult I would have so much difficulty with breakouts.
I turned 29 and my acne began to spiral out of control.
And here's what I want to say to all of you. There's no cure for acne, but you, just like thousands of others, can control it with Unblemished, developed by Dr. Katie Rodan and Dr. Kathy Field. Why is Unblemished regimen so unique? This clinically tested multi-med therapy treats the entire face and stops breakouts weeks before they surface. This is why Rodan & Fields is the #1 premium acne brand in the United States. So turn your before into a happily ever after. Just have patience and stick with it and break the cycle with Unblemished, because acne is not you.
Field on the campus of West Ranch High School in Stevenson Ranch, California. What a ball game we have for you this afternoon as the WildCats of West Ranch face off against the Valencia Vikings. And guess what? Both teams on top of the heap in terms of the Foothill League, both at 12-2. So no matter what happens in this ball game, a winner in this particular ball game means a championship for that team in the Foothill League. Now remember, last year, 2016, both these teams shared the Foothill League title. They were hyphenated, co-champions. So now it will be undisputed. And it'll be Timmy Jostin of West Ranch facing off against Ben Ferris of Valencia. What a ball game. And remember, just 48 hours ago, this Valencia team threw out their one Chase Farrell, and he shut out the Wildcats. So they're ready for bear. They're ready to get the job done here at home, where they're 10-4 this year at Wildcat Field. The fans are now milling in, coming in, the Valencia fans and the West Ranch fans, a very breezy and blustery conditions here at Wildcat Field, and we're ready for game action. We'll be talking about him in just a moment. It's a battery of Johnston and Stefanos behind the play. There you have Chambers, Hernandez, Valdez, and Gaff. Around the horn for West Ranch, and the outfield, Garrett Monheim in left, Jovan Camacho, the center fielder, and Ryan Camacho in right, and that's not a coincidence. Twin brothers out there, and here we go. Valencia Vikings with Trace Eldridge leading the Foothill League in hitting. Will step up there right now as National Weather Service tells us temperatures ranging in the 70s, and that breeze, that pervasive breeze that really helps the left-handed hitters here in the short porch to right, blowing about 12 to 14 miles an hour. And if you get it up into the jet stream here, it's only 275 feet down the right field line with about a 6-foot barrier. As right now the umpire needs to go out there and confer with Timmy just a moment. Johnston, the preseason All-American, the reigning pitcher of the year last year in the Foothill League, the left-hander on the hill, already spoken for. He's headed for Cal State Fullerton, but right now has to take care of business in the Foothill as the pitch comes into Trace Eldridge down and outside, and we're off and running. Eldridge himself found himself for, I would say, about 5 to 6 weeks, an average over 500. It's come down, but still he's leading the Foothill in hitting. The slider slips away from the catcher, Christos Stefanos, and the count 2-0. Eldridge, we got him right now at 466 average, and who's number 2 in the league? The center fielder for West Ranch, and that is Jovan Camacho, the sophomore, at 455. Right on each other's heels, so to speak. The 2-0, and he plunks them. He hits them with the pitch. Trace Eldridge will head to first base. Timmy Johnston, he's well known for starting off slowly. That's an ignominious start for him, so to speak. Plunking Mr. Trace Eldridge, and now here's Cody Minnis. These teams have played already 3 ball games. And you might say, why? In the Foothill League, they only play each other 3 times. There's an additional game. They played in the championship of that spring break tournament down there in Irvine. And that game, Farrell beat West Ranch, as he seems to do over and over again. Squaring to bunt was Minnis, fouled away, 0-1. Well, he did it again 48 hours ago. A complete game victory at Valencia, an 8-hitter, and shutting out this West Ranch team. In fact, West Ranch having all kinds of problems in the 3 previous games, trying to score runs against Valencia pitchers. The 0-1. This is laced into right field. That's Ryan Camacho. A beat on it, makes the play for out number 1, while Eldridge scampers back to first. We'll get you the lineup in just a minute. And we're really grateful as you're looking at a fantastic production. All the bells and whistles possible here with LivePlaySports.tv. 4 cameras, slow-mo, everything but the kitchen sink, as Ben Ferris, who is slated to start this ball game, shows his hefty average, 364, and leading the lead with the 33 runs batted in. He's the starting pitcher for Valencia today. First pitch swinging in the hole, backhanded by Valdez. The long throw, not in time. Heroic effort for Nico. He was honored along with the other seniors before the ball game. And I believe if you were able to come into our broadcast 10 minutes before game time, you were able to see that. Nico Valdez, it's just a little too much for him, deep in the hole, and you see that great running speed on the part of Ben Ferris. Ferris having the same problems that he had last year with arm trouble during the last month of the year. That curtailed his ability to pitch last year. It's doing it for 2017 as the pitch comes in right now to Tyler Ernay. And it's down low, 1-0. So Ferris legs it out. Infield hit for him. Eldridge is in second. Valencia, a chance to score, and Timmy Johnston's going to have to bear down right now to begin things here in the first. Swung on just a little piece of that. Fouled away, 1-1. Well, anyway, Farrell beat West Ranch at that spring tournament. He did it again 2 days ago. And now they have to go up against Ferris. Don't get the two confused. I know folks around the country watching these teams for the first time. We're in the Foothill League. We're in Santa Clarita, California. But it's Chase Farrell and Ben Ferris. For Valencia Vikings, the offering is a strike. It's 1-2. What's interesting about West Ranch, and we'll talk about that when they come up to bat, the plethora of underclassmen. They've got all sophomore outfield. That's right. Monheim in left and the Camacho brothers, center and right respectively. High chopper up the middle. Tough chance, and he gets by Austin Hernandez. Fielding at Jovan. Here comes the runner to the plate to score Eldridge. The first run of the ball game, 1-0 Valencia. The chopper that time ate up Austin and then gave fits to the center fielder Jovan Camacho, who dropped it. He didn't cleanly field it. As a result, Eldridge took advantage and ends up scoring. RBI Erne, and as we said, 1-0 Vikings. Here comes Jake Biscaluz. Already Timmy Johnston showing on the radar gun, 88 miles an hour, high fly ball, and they'll be playable, taken in left center field by Jovan, and all the runners will stay right where they are. So Biscaluz, first pitch swinging against one Timmy Johnston, ends up lifting it to center, and the hitter will be the big bat, the left-hander. At the plate, one Lucas White. As the story we were trying to fit in there, but Timmy Johnston, he's well known for starting out slowly, and then he starts to, well, gear up as the innings go by, but he can't afford in this very tough matchup with Valencia to give up any runs to this Viking team. The curve is a strike, 0-1. In the 3 games they faced off, West Ranch has limited Vikings to only 8 runs. That's good pitching. Let me give you something that's even better. Vikings have only limited West Ranch to 4 total runs in 3 games. The fastball just misses. That makes it 1-1. So adding it up, overall, West Ranch pretty much stymied against this Valencia team. And by the way, they're very close to having a 3-0 mark against West Ranch this year. West Ranch pulled out, have come from behind. Walk-off victory thanks to Austin Hernandez single off Ben Ferris back there on March 29th. You remember that game? Fouled away. It remains at 1-2. One of the great games we've done in West Ranch history, and I'm doing my 4th year here with the WildCats. Very exciting. Farrell pitched a dandy, but that day here at Wildcat Field, Johnston was just a little bit better. Now looking in for a sign, 1-2, 2 down, 1-0 Valencia. He deals, swung on and missed, strike 3. Could have been worse for West Ranch, could have been much worse. 1 run over for the Vikes. We head to the bottom of the 1st. Valencia 1, West Ranch coming up. Okay, just get... Great. Welcome back, everyone, to Wildcat Field. Ronnie Wald on a broadcast solo bid here on liveplaysports.tv, and the excitement is palpable. Tension so thick you can cut it with a knife, and that's what's going on here. The Foothill League crown is on the line. Well, truly, for all intents and purposes, this is a one-game playoff. West Ranch and Valencia, and Jovan Camacho will start off. Number 2 in the league hitting, behind, as we've seen just earlier, Trace Eldridge. And the pitch from Ben Ferris is a strike, 0-1. As we mentioned at the top of the first, Ben going through the same arm issues that he had last year. Sidelined him for quite a while. Jovan late on that swing, fouls it away in the dugout area, 0-2. Last year, if you recall, Valencia really needed Ferris near the end of the year. He was able to continue as an offensive player. He led the league in RBIs as he is this year, but he couldn't pitch much. And this year, he's only been out for 2 times in the last month. And this one is a line drive from Jovan into right field. First hit of the ball game, and the mostly partisan crowd here at Wildcat Field heaving their plaudits and attention on Jovan Camacho. So nonetheless, he's been cleared to start. Again, going through the same things he had to suffer with in 2016, and at a time when Valencia desperately needs him. Remember, last year, Valencia, with their great record, they were knocked out of the playoffs in the first round. And here is Garrett Monheim, and a quick throw to check Jovan at first base. West Ranch, however, moved on through the playoffs, just like General Sherman moving through the South last year. It was an amazing run, beating Norco, El Toro, and right here the first game, Modern Day. Pitch is going to be a strike, 0-1. Ultimately got to Long Beach and the semifinals, 1 game away from going to the championship, and we're beaten there. But what a run. And we were grateful to LivePlaySports.tv to cover all that and get a little slice of West Ranch history for posterity, if you know what I mean. Another throw by Ferris to first. They're doing it right now. We're spending time broadcasting for Notre Dame and Hunter Green over there. So we're happy they took some time to come over here and cover what we feel is the most important game in prep baseball in Southern California right now, maybe in the entire state. We've got Major League Scouts here. I got the Giant Scout sitting right next to me here in our perch. And a little bunt, quick throw to second. Nice job on the part of Ferris, quick off that one. So Monheim's bunt ends up being a force play, nailing Jovan, taking all his speed off the base paths. Now Garrett's at first, and Stefanos is the hitter. Watch it one more time. The key this time is for Ferris. He had the cat-like instincts to come right off the mound, and then the quick move, the 180-degree turn, and the throw down to second for the out. Valencia, they've won 20 games this year. They're 22-7. West Ranch looking for win number 20, hoping to get in this ball game as Cristo Stefanos is at the plate right now. Slider outside, 1-0. But one thing that they both share, both these teams a mirror image of one another in so many various ways. They were co-champions in the Foothill League last year. This year, the resplendent 12-2 mark. That's right. Another slider. It's outside, 2-0. One nice thing about having the Giant Scout up here with me, he's got the radar gun, so we'll keep an eye on both sides in this particular ballgame. Stefanos, high pop-up, right side and out of play. West Ranch, they lead the league in uniform changes, and they got a lot of good ones. This one with the Wildcats emblazoned down the front. As for Valencia, purple people eaters, like the NFL Minnesota Vikings. That's right. Came inside it tight, and the umpire says he hit him with the pitch. No, it fouled it away. What happened? Cristo Stefanos thought he was hit by the pitch. He was ready to make his move to first. The umpire did hold up there on that car wash. And now Ryan Lindgren, he's the assistant coach of West Ranch, even though Casey Burrell has been in charge 14 years and 11 years with the varsity. But Casey is good at delegating authority. And anytime there's a controversy out there or a chance to draw it out with the umpire, Ryan Lindgren is the guy they send out, and he accepts the judgment of the official. He shook his head, and he went back to the dugout without a complaint. Now, Cristo Stefanos back up there with one of the best bats in Southern California, .412 average, 3 home runs, 28 runs batted in. He's second behind the guy that's pitching to him right now. Another throw, this time to check Garrett Monheim. One run over for Valencia, top of the frame. In this type of matchup with two great pitchers, Jostin taking on Ferris, runs will be at a premium. High foul ball, and this one back to the screen, 3-2. There's Old Glory on his staff in left field. It's kind of a scattered shot in terms of the breeze. It looks like it's blowing right now at a rare westerly direction. We have seen home runs hit here to left, but really, this is a field that's dominated by the long ball going to right field. Runner goes, they've got a play on. High pop up on the part of Stefanos, and it's fouled away. It's 3-2. Jason Dries, you may remember him. He went on to Oregon. He led the league last year, Foothill League in home runs. He also was the MVP Player of the Year in the Foothill. He learned to get it up into the jet stream. And even players like Stefanos, like going to right field, can do it as well. This one, strike 3 called. Stefanos left at the plate, strikes out. Taking off for second, however, was Garrett Monheim regardless, and he ends up stealing second base. So, as a result, Will Chambers steps up there, another one of the fine West Ranch hitters, left-handed bat. And he's got himself a runner at scoring position in the person of Garrett Monheim. Ben Ferris, a 6-footer, 190-pound senior out of Valencia. A backwards glance of the runner, and then the delivery misses outside, 1-0. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. If you joined us late, and we know we've got a lot of people, and we'll be acknowledging them through the broadcast, watching around the world. It's a tremendous audience we've got, and we're sure glad you're with us. We'll keep you updated as we go along what's happening here. We may be repeating some stories because we understand people are new to the broadcast. That one swung on and missed by part of Will Chambers. If we ever get a shot down over there in left field, there's about a dozen students or whomever leaning over the left field fence taking in this ball game. It's just like standing room only almost here at Wildcat Field. The pitch outside, 2-1. But in left field, they're enjoying the game just hanging on the fence over there. Like you hang your laundry out. They're hanging on the fence. Ferris looking in, 2-1, 2 down. 1-0 Vikings. Inside and tight to Will Chambers. Will is another one with the exemplary year, just a little under 400 at 391. 23 RBIs, but really that came in a hurry. He had an opening game this year where he had 4 RBIs against Santa Barbara. Then all of a sudden in a 4-game span, concluding last week, he had 12 RBIs. So 16 of his 23 came in 5 games. He can get hotter than a piston. Boiler played hot. And we're waiting for him right now to come alive. Again, if you look at the conifer trees beyond the right field wall, there is wind out there. It may not be perceptible over here behind the plate, but there is wind. And if he gets up in the jet stream, it's out of here. Ferris keeping a very close watch on the sophomore, Garrett Monheim, behind over there at second base. 3-1, 2 down. Ferris rocks and deals. The pitch fouled away left side, and it's out of play. And there's a great shot there of what we call rattlesnake bluff. A couple years ago, rattlesnakes would actually, if you can believe it, come out of that very wild area there and down and cool off in the dugouts here. It made national news. They dealt with that problem. People can feel safe right now. 3-2, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. He takes care of business with Stefanos. He takes care of business with Will Chambers, the 2 power hitters. And the first inning is most definitely in the books. Watch this one. Chambers was left really hung up there and hung up to dry on that particular pitch. 1 inning gone. Vikings 1, Wildcats nothing. We'll be right back.
Brody, before brain balance, struggled in a lot of ways.
Brianna was diagnosed with visual and auditory processing disorder and dyslexia.
You know when your child is struggling. Discover Brain Balance. Our program delivers on the promise of a better life for your child and your entire family.
She's always reading now.
Ella is a completely different child after Brain Balance.
This really is the answer.
Find real help for your struggling child. Call 800-877-5500 or visit brainbalance.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here in Stevenson Ranch, California. It's really unincorporated part of Santa Clarita Valley, which has 200,000 denizens. We're in the county. Has a fair share of a population itself, apart from the city. And here squaring to bunt was the Valencia player Chris Mueller against Timmy Johnston. We want to say hi to Jim Wagner. He's back there in North Carolina. He's attending a wedding. He's the very talented pitching coach for the Valencia, or check that, Valencia. Don't you love it? West Ranch WildCats. He may have consulted for Valencia a few times over the years. The pitch here from Timmy, no doubt that's a strike going too, but back east and attending a wedding. But he wanted us all to say hi to all his friends, fans, people watching and listening in. He's an important part of this West Ranch coaching staff. High fly ball down the line, out of play. It's 0-2. Well, anyway, he had some very salient, important quotes for me before the game. Said Timmy lives for games like this. It takes him one inning or two to get settled. As we saw, he gave up one run in the first. But it's important for West Ranch to score early to build Timmy's confidence, even though Timmy's down 1-0. Here's a chopper, and it just gets through under the glove of second baseman Austin Hernandez. Austin honored before the game. He's one of the seniors, along with Dom Eberle, Brian Delgado, Alex Lee, Nico Valdez. And there he is, one of them, and it just slipped right under his glove. He had an idea where he thought the ball might bounce, but then it skipped right by him like a jackrabbit. So nobody out. On first base, Chris Mueller with the single. Here's Bobby Orr. Now, I know that sounds like a famous name, but Bobby Orr, not the Boston Bruins, obviously, hockey, as he takes a pitch for a strike. Bobby Orr, the starting left fielder for this, again, Valencia squad. This is slapped down right field line. Let's take a look at Valencia Vikings and their lineup while we have this chance. Trace Eldridge leading off the shortstop, followed by Cody Minnis in center field. Ben Ferris, the pitcher. Number 4 hitter Tyler Erne at third base. And the DH, Jake Biscaluz. 0-2 offering from Timmy Johnston. Fastball misses inside, 1-2. Then comes Lucas White at first. The second baseman is Chris Mueller. Bobby Orr, who's hitting right now, the left fielder. And the number 9 hitter this afternoon for the Valencia Vikings, Shane Huey, led by Mike Killinger, who's been a very effective, talented coach, important for Valencia over the last few years. Swung on and missed. And Timmy Johnston gets himself his second strikeout of the ball game. Whereas Ferris has been able to fool West Ranch hitters, keeping the bat on their shoulders, Timmy is making and inducing these Valencia players to swing away and has been fooling them. As we said, and I have to repeat it, what Jim Wagner told me, and I have to share with you, Wagner, the pitching coach, Timmy lives for games like these. As the pitch misses down low, 1-0. You might have seen a moment ago a plume of dust emanating from home plate, and we are really coming out of a canyon, out of Grapevine. The I-5 heading north to Bakersfield, phone-like winds come rushing through that canyon, almost like a funnel, building speed. As this is a chopper down to Chris Gaff, to Hernandez for one, back to first, Chambers. It's a double play, 5-4-3 variety, and they are out of it here, and this is the top of the second. Anyway, those winds are picking up now, but it did not affect on that particular ground ball. Chris Gaff. Gaff has just been exemplary, fantastic, like a veritable vacuum cleaner so far this year. The chopper down to him, his accurate throw down to second, and then avoiding trouble was Austin Hernandez to make the throw for Chambers for the double play. We head to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Valencia on liveplaysports.tv. Was it?
81-82 slider from Johnson, 85-88, 86-88 from the other.
How about Ferris? I had him.
86-88.
86 what?
86-88.
Good.
Curveballs anywhere from 73 to 75. It's a little slurred. Fastball counts.
Timmy? Ferris. Okay.
You like this, don't you?
You mean being up here?
You like doing what you do.
35 years in August. It's Ryan Camacho, followed by Nico Valdez, and then Austin Hernandez. For West Ranch, hit by the pitch, just like that. Ben Ferris, that's something he wants to avoid, like the plague, is allowing West Ranch speedy runners to lead off the inning and get on base. So a hit batsman, Camacho at first. Both these brothers, the Camacho brothers, born seconds apart. And by the way, Jovan's the older brother by 15 seconds. Both of them play for the West Ranch football team. They are all league, and they really add a great dimension to the team. And they're only sophomores as Valdez, the senior, steps up there and fouls it away, and it's 0-1. Jovan, the leadoff hitter, number 2 in hittings, 18 steals. And I've got Ryan with about 5 steals so far this year. Together, they're a formidable duo, as I mentioned earlier. So pitch misses on the part of Ferris. So we'll see how Ferris battles back. He hasn't gotten a lot of work in the last month dealing with that arm trouble, but they know they need him. Chase Farrell, the all-everything. And don't get them confused. Chase Farrell's a different person, obviously, than Ben Ferris. But the bottom line is they used Chase Farrell to beat West Ranch 2 days ago at Valencia to stay alive and play this. It's almost, even though it's the final game of the year, regular season game, it is a veritable one-game playoff. There's no doubt about it. Winner of this will be the Foothill League champion for 2017. As Nico waiting the 2-1 offering. That one was just heading outside with the cutter, and it's 3-1. So all of a sudden having trouble finding the plate, and it didn't help hitting Ryan Camacho, which might have broken up his idea on the mound. Again, he was in his special zone, and anytime you let that leadoff hitter on, you can do it, particularly someone of Ryan Camacho's ability. They had a play on. Ryan was taking off. It's a fly ball down the right field line and making a heroic diving opportunity catch, Ryan Shear, but he ends up just about, I would say, a foot short of the ball. Look at this. Great effort. Talking about athleticism in the optimum on the part of the right fielder for this Viking team, one Ryan Shear. Ryan's not batting in this ball game. Ferris, the pitcher, is batting. The designated hitter is Jake Biscoes. But he's a solid guy, as that's a solid hit to left. Good timing on the part of Nico Valdez. And he is slapping his hand together, as is Ryan Camacho. In simpatico. They weren't even looking at each other. They were just clapping very loudly and hard after that fabulous single to left on the part of Valdez. Here comes Austin Hernandez, one of the seniors that was, again, hailed and acknowledged before the game. Not only is it senior day, but it's also faculty barbecue day. There's food all over the place here. You can see why we like to broadcast these games, the comp food. Now, spinning and bird-dogging a bit is the pitcher, Ben Ferris. F-A-R-I-S-S, a 5-3 mark, a 3.25 ERA. 28 innings pitched. That's quite a bit less than Timmy Johnson. The pitch gets away from Jake Biscoes. Everyone will move up 90 feet. Right out of the mitt of the usually reliable Biscoes. I'm going to call it a pass ball on that one. Count 1-0, and what a golden opportunity now for Austin Hernandez. Did you know you had to get down to the 6th place hitter for West Ranch before you get a senior. Yeah, that's right. Nico Valdez and then Austin Hernandez, 2 seniors in a row. A junior on deck, Alex Burge. Runners at second and third. Camacho at third, Nico Valdez at second, and the pitch, it's 2-0. That's right. Jovan Camacho, Garrett Monheim, sophomores, Stefanos Chambers, juniors, Ryan Camacho, sophomore. And they've done all that and looking for their 20th win. And you start talking and thinking about, oh, they don't have enough experience. They're not seasoned enough. Our claim is Jovan hitting 455, Monheim 415. How much higher can the ceiling be in their final 2 years at West Ranch? Next year, junior, and 2 years from now, senior year. They're doing fine right now. Pitch inside, he hit him. Hoping the wheels don't come off the buggy, and watching Ben Ferris oh so very closely is Mike Killinger, and he needs to go out there and have a conference with his Valencia pitcher, and also joining him the complete infield contingent right now for the Vikings. Killinger told me before the game we need to get an early lead and put the pressure on West Ranch. Well, they did get the early lead. They lead 1-0. But right now, Ben Ferris, you can see, building himself a hole. One that he may not be able to get out of. So that's a shot at Killinger there, who took over this program under suspicion, I believe, was about 4 years ago. The previous coach got into serious hot water with misappropriation of funds. He ultimately went to court, and he ultimately, I heard, but I could be wrong, had to pay a stiff penalty for that. But Mike Killinger's job, not only to keep the Valencia winning going, the tradition, but also settle things down because there's a lot of local media and a lot of heat on the Valencia baseball program. Killinger has done a fantastic job in terms of, I would say, riding a very buoyant ship, one that was keeling over and sinking. So great job for Killinger. Now Alex Burge is the hitter, and the pitch to him is a strike, 0-1. They've decided to go with Burge, the pitcher of 2 days ago, to step in there as a DH, and that offering finds itself just a bit outside, 1-1. Remember what Burge was able to do? He not only pitched in that 20-0 win last week over Canyons, he got himself a 3-run home run as well. The 1-1 to Alex. It's a strike. Oh, we have great news for Alex Burge. They got to be very careful on that throwback to pitcher. More than once have I seen him. It'll be my 35 years in August in sports play-by-play. More than once I've seen runners able to score because people throw it back. A catcher throws it back to the pitcher in a sloppy manner, so be careful. 1-2. Alex waiting up there. The pitch, they just got a little piece of that, fouled away, and still remains 1-2. Anyway, the big news for Alex Burge, he has committed to LMU, Loyola Marymount University, the Lions, in the West Coast Conference. Congratulations to Alex, a junior. He's got another great year coming up next year at West Ranch. Nobody has, again, more wins in the Foothill than Burge, and it's a line drive down to the shortstop. The quick throw down to third to get the double play, no. So Alex hit it right on the screws, but right at the shortstop, Trace Eldridge, who made a quick throw down to third base. And fortunately, Ryan Camacho was just a little bit faster. Watch it one more time. It's tagged by Burge, right at Eldridge, and watch Eldridge. From glove, quickly the throw, and safe down there with the plume of dust emanating from third, Ryan Camacho. Now there's one out. And still it remains. Now it's going to have WildCats with the bases loaded, and up there, the number 9 hitter, Chris Gaff. Chris Gaff's one of those seniors as well, honored before the game. Starting third baseman, and he fouls it away, 0-1. Austin Hernandez at first. Nico Valdez at second. And at third, Ryan Camacho, who just got back a moment ago. The line drive out from Alex Burge, waiting Gaff, and he sends it to center. However, misplayed it by the center fielder, Cody Minnis. Here comes one runner to plate, Ryan Camacho to score to tie this ball game up at 1. I must say Chris Gaff has been hitting below the Mendoza line, but they keep him in there because, well, there's no doubt there's no better third baseman defensively in the Foothill League. But now we've been waiting for his bat to wake up, and boy, did it on this one. And it was completely misplayed by Minnis. I don't know what he was thinking about, other than he thought maybe it was going to be a wind-aided fly ball to him. Nonetheless, it bounces in front of him with the so-called Texas leaguer. He'll take it. 1-1 tie, RBI Chris Gaff. And now we head to the top of the order, Jovan Camacho. Gaff gets the single, gets the ribby. We're deadlocked at 1. And we expect it to be a great mano-a-mano battle going on throughout this ballgame. No doubt about it. Jovan sends it to left. It's going to be trouble going back and making the great grab Bobby Orr, but it's a sacrifice fly. And coming in to score, Nico Valdez, West Ranch 2, Valencia 1. Much to the delight of the partisan crowd here at Wildcat Field, sending it far enough to left center field. How do you like them apples for a leadoff hitter? He really has some sock in his bat. And leading off this year, Jovan Camacho has a .571 slugging average. Deepest part of the Death Valley out there, a veritable graveyard, but center fielder Minnis, he was bedeviled earlier with that bloop by Gaff, and then almost hitting it overhead that time was Jovan Camacho, but he still got the sacrifice fly as the curveball comes into Garrett Monheim for a strike, 0-1. Wildcats have 2 over in the inning. 2-1, West Ranch. Gaff got the opening RBI. Jovan Camacho got the second one, sacrifice fly. A little roller down to second. He'll flip to the shortstop, and that's that. West Ranch at home, where they're 10-4 this year, trying to make a statement. They want to win the Foothill title outright before their home fans. And by the way, both teams have already qualified for the playoffs regardless. But a lot of pride out there and seeding issues as well between rivals West Ranch and Valencia, and the Cats are up 2-1. We'll be right back. A 2-run outburst by West Ranch there coming in the bottom of the second. And now Timmy Johnston staked to the 2-1 lead. And I'm going to tell you right now, watching Timmy for 3 years, this will be a different kettle of fish. Just like Chase Farrell, when he was staked to the 3-0 lead in the first inning. That was enough for him to hold on and win against West Ranch at Valencia Tuesday. Timmy doesn't need much. However, this one just gets right by the first baseman Chambers, slapped down the right field line on the part of Trace Eldridge. And that means base hit for Trace, his first one of the ballgame. Remember, he was hit by the pitch to start things off in the first. You know, Trace Eldridge has played 3 games against West Ranch, 2 Foothill League games, and the other was the championship of the spring break tournament in Irvine. And Eldridge came in 2 for 9, if you can believe it. A guy that was hitting over 500 for a great bulk of the 2017 season is now Cody Minnis will check in. The fastball to him down low, and it's 1-0. So Eldridge with that hit, he was 2 for 9, 222. Now he's 3 for 10. Just added 78 points here versus West Ranch. on that slap down the line. And great job by Ryan Camacho to field it in right field to keep Eldridge from turning into a double. Swung on and missed that time. Timmy Johnston pulled the string. As a result, it's 1-1. That change of pace, Timmy's been in the 70s with it, 74 on our radar gun up here. His slider upwards of 80 miles an hour. And they've also clocked him as a fastball 85 to around 88. 1-1, nobody out. And always a threat, this Valencia team. This year they've won 22 of 29 ball games. Timmy, curveball down to Austin. He doesn't want to do anything by flipping it to second. He looks right at Chambers and allows the runner to scamper into second, Trace Eldridge. So it will be a ground out, and the hitter is Ben Ferris. West Ranch looking for victory number 20 on the season if they get this W. That'll be the first time in Casey Burrell, who has had varsity baseball here for the last 11 years, be the first time he's had back-to-back 20-win seasons. It would be the fourth overall. Now they decide to go ahead, and they don't want anything to do with Ben Ferris. They intentionally walk him. He goes to first base, and now the hitter will be Tyler Erne. As we said, Ferris might be suffering in terms of his pitching the last couple years, overworked getting into the final month, but it doesn't affect his very potent bat, leading the league the last 2 years in RBIs, and also leading the league in homers this year. Timmy from a stretch to improve his control, and the pitch waved at and missed. It's 0-1. Valencia with the opening run to break the ice in the top of the first inning. West Ranch with 2 in the bottom of the second. We don't expect a deluge of runs with these two pitchers out there, but who knows? Timmy's ERA has just been spectacular over his career at West Ranch. The fastball up high, 1-1. He's 8-2, and as we were saying earlier, along with Chase Farrell and teammate Alex Birds, they're number 1 in wins. If Timmy gets the W here, he'll be undisputed. Top of the mountain with 9 wins. His ERA, spectacular, under the Mendoza line, 1.78. High chopper over the head of Gaff. Here comes Eldridge. He's going to score on that chopper of a single like off AstroTurf. Off the bat of Tyler Erne, we've got a flat-footed 2-all tie. I've got to see that on the replay because, of course, we know last year the fields everywhere were sun-baked, parched because of the ongoing California drought. You hit a ball, it took off like a jackrabbit. Well, look at this one. Right there in front of the plate, Gaff actually went up and thought he could field it without his glove, barehanded. I don't think so, but he's a mountain man out there. This is a fastball up high right now to Jake Biscaluse. Nonetheless, the single was very timely, scoring Eldridge. And as a result, we've got the 2-all tie. 2-1, 1 away. Timmy comes right back and finds himself with a pitch that's outside. It's 3-1. They really were hoping to get the early lead to build Timmy's confidence, and of course, he's a slow starter anyway, a notorious slow starter, but still finds a way to be one of the legends in West Ranch pitching history. By the way, only needs one more win to pass J.C. Cloney for all-time leadership in terms of wins at West Ranch High School. You know Cloney pitched in the College World Series last year for the University of Arizona. Wildcat at Arizona, Wildcat here at West Ranch. Curve over for a strike. The bat stayed on Biscaluse's shoulder, and he really didn't know what to do with that pitch. Great pitching is all about upsetting the timing of the hitter, and that time Timmy Johnston did that to Jake Biscaluse. Jake Biscaluse, the diminutive one up there with the heart of the lion, the starting catcher for Valencia. Timmy aims it down low with the fastball in the dirt, 3-1. We've got 1 away here. 2-all tie. Winner will get the Foothill League title, the championship. They tied for it last year, co-champions. No hyphen this year. However, regardless, both teams are going to the playoffs no matter what. top 3 teams in the Foothill League go on to the playoffs. Here's the 3-1. Laced into left field. It's a base hit. Going to take the wide turn and stay right where he is, and we've got bases loaded, full of Vikings. FOV right now. 1 out. That single from Biscaluz. Yeah, it was surprising there that the runner Ben Ferris didn't take off. But anyway, Ferris at third, Erne at second, and now Biscaluz at first. And here comes the big guy. He's got a lot of sock in that bat, Lucas White. Timmy got out of the dilemma in the second inning thanks to the big D, and I don't mean Dallas. Shane Huey hit into a 5-4-3 double play. He's most definitely called the pitcher's best friend, and he's hoping he'll come about one more time. Jostin with 8 wins under his belt, and he plunks him right on the back with the pitch. RBI Lucas White, 3-2 Valencia. Valencia staked it all again on Chase Farrell to get the win to force this game. West Ranch held back Timmy Jostin because they knew their backs were against the wall and they had to win this game. Now we've got a situation where West Ranch has surrendered the tie. It's now Valencia back on top by 1, and the hitter is the second baseman, Chris Mueller. The offering is a strike, 0-1. Mueller gets lost in the shuffle, but he's got himself a 311 average on a team hitting 328 on the year. And I'm talking about the Vikings of Valencia. Timmy, the left-hander, a little roller, and it gets through, backhanded there by Nico, but a runner will score. It got by the diving gaff. Nico couldn't do anything with it. It just kind of scooted through. Their third run of the inning. They have the 4-2 lead. Mueller gets a ribby on that slow roller, infield single. A lot of squibbers here, like water torture, drip, 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 disrupting this start from one Timmy Jostin. But they show up in the scorebook just like if they were a well-struck line drive. Now the hitter is Bobby Orr, struck out in the second inning. Timmy's pitch to him. A fastball inside, and it's 1-1. It shows on the scoreboard 1-1. Should be 1-0. As for West Ranch, we're talking about the team batting average of Valencia, 328. West Ranch, 344. Both ERAs are excellent, under 3. But so far in this ballgame, Timmy has surrendered 4 runs. A ground ball down to Austin to second for 1. Back to first, double play. We're talking about the pitcher's best friend. He's had 2 of those double plays behind him so far in this ball game. That one 4-6-3 variety, but they get 3 in the inning. And now your score after 2.5, Valencia 4, West Ranch 2 on liveplaysports.tv. We'll be right back.
Turning in the grain again, the bells begin to chime. Time, she says, there's no turning back.
You can pass down a Subaru Forester.
She's all yours.
But you get to keep the memories.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Absolutely spectacular day, albeit windy, but it's often blustery out here in the Santa Clarita Valley. Sure makes for spectacular vistas, and I've been around a while, but I would say there's no finer, again, vista or view than here at spectacular Wildcat Field in Stevenson Ranch, California, on the campus of West Ranch High School, where right now It seemed like the ceiling fell in on Timmy Johnston in that top of the third inning. A lot of squibbers made their way through, and it still counts on the scoreboard. 3 runs in the top of the third make it 4-2 Valencia. Waiting at the plate, it's one Christos Stefanos to begin things here in this bottom of the third inning. Stefanos, Chambers, and Camacho for the Cats. Ben Ferris now staked to the 4-2 lead, and that one seemed to drift away from the hitter at the plate, Stefanos, making it 2-0. West Ranch, a record 24 wins last year. Would love to get this W to get to 20. They're at 19-7 overall. Pitchy just got a little piece of that one. Fouled it away, nonetheless 2-1. West Ranch, 19-7, a 73% winning percentage. Here's one of my favorite people, Casey Cunningham, whose son, Jackson Cunningham, is pitching for San Jose State. How's he doing, Dad?
He's doing great.
He got his first win the other day for the Spartans. Okay, good to see you. Glad you made it out to the stadium. A lot of our favorite people have shown up here from past West Ranch years, as the count now is 3-2 from Ferris to Stefanos. Stefanos, Chambers, Jovan, they're the straw that stirs the drink, goes the other way, but it hangs up long enough in the jet stream for the right fielder to make the grab, Ryan Shear. That's what Christos Stefanos is all about, the complete hitter. You look at him, you think, catcher, power hitter, pulls the ball. He goes to the other way beautifully, and so does this young man. So one away, and Will Chambers steps up there, and we'll see if Will wants to take it to left field. He's right now at the plate as a left-handed hitter. He's a switch hitter. And the curveball to him misses 1-0. If you joined us late, Valencia broke through first, scored with 1 in the top of the inning. Pitch inside and tight to Will, 2-0. West Ranch answered back, went ahead 2-1 in the bottom of the second. And then all of a sudden, a lot of hits that I was sure that head coach of Valencia, Mike Killinger, would just say they were not consequential at all. Squibs and what have you. But it ended up 3 runs on the scoreboard in the top of the frame for Valencia, and they lead 4-2. 3-0 count right now to Will Chambers. He's got the green light if it's in his wheelhouse, but again, if it's not, he wants to get on base. Fastball for a strike at the knee as it's 3-1. One thing about Will Chambers, a power hitter that's one of the best in terms of on-base percentage. .522. He finds a way to get on for the Cats. Here's the 3-1. Inside and tight, and as we said, he finds a way to get on. He'll saunter down to first. That was a 91-mile-an-hour pitch on the part of Ben Ferris. And that's from the Giant scout here, is kind enough to share his speed gun with us, and they were telling us Ferris had arm trouble. That's a 17-year-old with a 90-mile-an-hour pitch. Now it's going to be Ryan Camacho, the little brother of Jovan, waiting at the plate, the curve, and that one's going to be taken high, 1-0. With these 2 explosive great teams, a 4-2 lead, particularly with West Ranch here at home, well, it's just not a safe lead. The fastball for a strike, 1-1. The reason is, and it's very clear on Ben Ferris's mind, West Ranch was able to break through against him in one of the best games we ever called for West Ranch in the last few years we've broadcast for the Wildcats. West Ranch came from behind on Chase Farrell, tied it up, went into the 8th inning, that offering outside 2-1, and ultimately beat Ben Ferris here on March 29th. Of the 3 games they played this year, Valencia has taken 2 of 3, but that first game here at Wildcat Field was a real stunner. Fouled away on the part of Camacho. The walk-off hit from Austin Hernandez won it for the Cats in the 8th inning, but it was off Ben Ferris. So Chase Farrell, Timmy Johnston, it's hard to think they are beatable. But Ben Ferris has not been 100%, and he's up only by 2 runs right now, 4-2. Ryan then sends it to left field, high to left field, but tracking it down, left fielder Bobby Orr to make the catch in medium left field for out number 2. Ryan got a little under it, and again, for our fans not fully aware of the way it's set up here, it's a deep porch to left. 315 down the left field line, only 280 down the right field line here. Plus, factor in the pervasive wind, it's usually blowing left to right in an easterly direction. As Nico Valdez will check in right now, the slider to him outside, 1-0. As a result, you hit it to right, it's like a graveyard out there, a veritable death valley, as we saw a moment ago on the part of Ryan Camacho. 6-foot barrier adorning left to right, but it's not a symmetrical field here. High pop-up right side and out of play. But no movement on the Old Glory on its staff right now. It can pick up at any time, and what a luxury it is if you're a left-handed hitter. Oh, one more thing. It's 380 to spacious center field here at Wildcat Field. Ferris comes back. It's over for a strike. It's 1-2. Ferris, 29 strikeouts, that is, in 28 innings of work. He's got half the innings of Timmy Johnston. And this one, strike 3. So now he's got himself in this ball game, 1-2. Third strikeout, that time taking care of Nico Valdez. And overall on the season, 32 strikeouts in 32, or check that, 31 innings of work. Not bad at all. As a result, right now, we see we're headed to the 4th inning of play, 4-2 Vikings. We'll be right back. Valencia 4, West Ranch 2. Welcome back, everyone. Ronnie Wald on a broadcast solo bid. Proud to bring it to you. Here it's Johnston of West Ranch, the reigning pitcher of the year last year in the Foothill League, going up against Ben Ferris, who's been spectacular in terms of hitting, leading the league in home runs and RBIs, but also the starting pitcher right now looking for victory number 6 on the year against West Ranch, and more importantly, the Foothill League title. Number 14 at the plate right now, Shane Huey, and Shane sends it to left. Going back, but he'll track it down finally, is the sophomore Garrett Monheim for the first out here in the top of the 4th inning. We only went like 2 hours and 15 minutes again in that efficient Chase Farrell pitching game, pitching job that he came up with. Outstanding job, a shutout, an 8-hitter versus the Cats on Tuesday. Only 3 runs surrendered by the Cats, and they were all in the 1st inning. And then Alex Bird settled down beautifully. But it was too little too late. As a result, they ended up with the victory, taking 2 of 3 this year. And by the way, lifetime between these two teams, if you're interested, as Timmy is facing off right now against Trace Eldridge. And the pitch to Trace is a strike, 0-1. Lifetime, West Ranch has won 8 and lost 21 ball games against Valencia over the years. High drive, deep right field. This one will fly away. Trace Eldridge, the leadoff hitter with that, again, league leading 466 average, has just hit his 3rd homer of the year. A solo shot here in the fourth inning, 5-2 Valencia. We talked about, again, the short porch to right and the pervasive wind and the jet stream, all those factors together, and Trace got it all. As a team, they've hit 13 home runs this year, and Trace has chimed in with 3 of them. Ferris has 5. More importantly, they've opened up their lead against Timmy Johnston now. It's a 5-2 lead for Valencia. Cody Minnis will step to the plate. Ground ball right down to Nico. Problem free, 2 away. So not a lot of runs scored between these two teams because of the outstanding pitching. This is the most on any scoreboard so far between these two teams. 7 runs up there, a 5-2 lead right now for Valencia. Overall, Valencia scored 13 runs in the 3+ games with West Ranch. And as for the Cats, they've scored 6 in this, the 4th game. That's not going to get it done. That's what kind of great team Valencia is. Down low into the dirt. Should be a ball, but has not been recorded on the scoreboard yet. 2 down. But sandwiched in between the 2 outs, the long drive to right on the part of Trace Eldridge to make it a 5-2 ball game. Charleston rocks and comes right back. It's a fastball for a strike, and it's now 0-2. So both these teams so very close in so many areas. West Ranch has played 3 less ball games than this Valencia team. Pitch inside on the slider, 1-2. West Ranch winning percentage this year, .731. Valencia, .759. That's close. But they were equally close last year to be the Foothill League champions. Today, one team will be, and the other will be denied. Chopper down to Nico Valdez. The senior takes care of business on senior day, but not before Trace Eldridge, long drive to right. His 3rd homer of the year gives them another run. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Valencia 5, West Ranch 2. Valencia led 1-0 after the top of the first of this ball game, and West Ranch came back with 2 in the bottom of the second, led 2-1. Then the 3. Valencia top of 3rd, 1 more. Thanks to an Eldridge home run in the top of 4th, and there you have it, Valencia 5, West Ranch 2. As we said, these teams seem to be not opposite, but very much mirror-alikes. They are, in so many various ways. And when you take a look at the CIF Southern Section standings for Division I, which Casey Burrow has told us he feels is the toughest division in prep baseball anywhere in America. Well, Valencia is number 15 in that ranking. West Ranch, number 14. Austin Hernandez will start things off, followed by Alex Burge and then Chris Gaff, the bottom 3rd of the West Ranch lineup, as Austin takes a pitch outside. Ben Ferris staked to the 5-2 lead. West Ranch can be explosive. They've shown that all year long. High chopper, and that one looked for a moment in time like it might have hit the chalk, but the umpire said it was a foul ball. They'll come back, try it again with the count 1-1. By the way, West Ranch ranked number 39 in California. Valencia, one spot behind, ranked number 40. Of course, you know the CIF Southern Section, largest CIF section in California. I think there's about 600-700 teams playing baseball now. As our view was obstructed for a moment, we got the large monitor in front of us. Now we finally see that Ryan Lindgreen, who's appointed by Casey Burrell, go out there and draw it out with the umpire. Asked him a few questions, and he's satisfied. Turns the 180 and heads back to the dugout. Valencia 5, West Ranch 2. Pitch on the part of Ferris, taken outside, 2-1. Well, we'll just have to wait till Sunday or Monday to find out where we're headed. We know we're going to playoffs, and we know we're going to bring it to you. This is fisted into left field. It may drop. It does drop beautifully for Austin Hernandez to lead off things here in the inning. A base hit to left. Here's Alex Burge. Live Play, Sports.TV, kind enough to show up here today, has been following Hunter Green over there at Notre Dame. We don't know if they'll continue on with them in the playoffs, but you know we'll be bringing you all the action, if not on Live Play, Sports.TV, on WildCast.com. WALDCAST.com. West Ranch games are all covered, as this is covered right up the middle. Solid base hit, Alex Burge. We were talking about Alex making a commitment to Loyola Marymount University. Congratulations to him and his family. And then something happened in the high school game where we didn't have time to reflect on it. So we want to make sure we speak on it and we say, Alex Burge, job well done. And what a great baseball conference that is. Basketball, too. Gonzaga is in there. Along with my school I broadcast for back in the day, Pepperdine. And University of San Diego, what a great ballpark they have. So Alex Burge, LMU, a Lion, in the Lions' den right now as Gaff squares to bunt, and that curveball almost hit him. Count 1-0. Alex Burge, Chris Gaff got himself a great single and RBI earlier in this ball game. The two-run explosion, quote unquote, for West Ranch in the bottom of the second made it a 2-1 ball game. Gaff squaring to bunt. Everybody knows he is in the ballpark. Pulls it back, and as a result, it's going to be a strike. It's 1-1. The battery remains Ferris and Biscaluse, White, Mueller, Eldridge, and Erne. Around the horn this afternoon for Valencia. Or in left, Minnis in center. Ryan Shear is the Valencia right fielder. 1-1, nobody out. 5-2 Vikings, and now a chance to confer on the hill with the pitcher, Ben Ferris. Spending time with them, the third baseman. Always on top of things, Tyler Erne. He'll retreat back to third. Another thing, besides the pride of winning the Foothill League title, you're going to get a great seeding if you win the conference championship. As we said, top 3 teams in the league make it. Pulls back the bat. Gaff then slices it down the right field line, foul, and out of play. The seeding means so much because you'll get to open up at home. And that is a big benefit for West Ranch, who is 10-4 here this year. Oh, by the way, Valencia loves to go on the road themselves. Give them credit. They are 10-3 on the road this year, away from Viking Field. Ferris comes back 1-2. Gaff hanging tough. A foul ball down the line, out of play. So the seeding is important, but regardless, West Ranch is in that playoff because they're going to win the Foothill League Championship or finish second, and that's good enough to get in. Kudos go out to Hart High School. They're 8-5. They've won 6 straight ball games. They're looking for win number 20 today, and that one, he struck him out. So hanging tough was Gaff. Then finally Ferris wouldn't put up with it anymore, blew him away, and it's one away. Still it remains, Wildcats at first and second, only one out, and we head to the top of the order, JC, Jovan Camacho. Jovan right behind Eldridge of Valencia with a .455 average. He's leading the way in Division I, 32 runs scored, high drive to center. Let's see if it can move anyone. No, it won't. Solid arm in center by Cody Minnis, making the grab in medium center field for the second out. So Jovan elected not to work the count, but be aggressive at the plate, and we find him in this ball game. 1 for 2, he does have an RBI, a sacrifice fly, and the hitter is Garrett Monheim. Jovan has really enjoyed this year hitting against Valencia pitchers. 4 for 10, a 400 average. Tremendous. So Monheim, who really came of age and came available during the spring break, coming out of the JV realm, and boy, are they very deep down there, this West Ranch team, as he finds the count 1-0 to Garrett Monheim. They tell us they're so deep in the JV realm that a number of those JV pitchers could pitch for a number of Foothill League teams, I mean right now. That's how deep they are. Offering inside part of the plate for a strike, 1-1. So deep and so talented that you can now be fighting for and playing for the Foothill League title with an all-sophomore outfield. They had to move him up from JV. High pop-up left side out of play. They couldn't keep him down on the farm, if you know what I mean. In fact, if you joined us late, we talked about that interesting stat. You have to go down to the number 6 hitter in the lineup this afternoon versus Valencia to find a West Ranch player that's a senior. That curve, and he struck him out as well. Ben Ferris, give credit where credit's due, and he taught that sophomore a lesson on that, Garrett Monheim, that devastating curveball. So with West Ranch in the inning, denied and leaving 2 on, we head to the 5th, 5-2 Valencia. Welcome back, everyone. Tyler Erne will begin things right now for the Purple People Eaters. I always thought it was interesting that they would somehow co-opt the Minnesota Vikings with the purple. Just because your name is the Vikings doesn't mean automatically you'll have the purple colors. And what's the connection between Minneapolis and LA except the Lakers? And the pitch is going to be a strike at the knees to Erne, 0-1. Timmy's still out there, but it's been a long time. We can't remember when, where he surrendered 5 runs in any ball game. He's just been spectacular. An ERA 1.78 coming into this ball game. Down low in the dirt. Should show on the scoreboard right now, 1-1. Valencia, they've won 3 straight ball games, so no doubt they come in this game red hot. Pitch misses. It shows now on the scoreboard 1-1. West Ranch, before the loss 48 hours ago to Valencia, had won 5 in a row. Timmy comes right back. It's going to be a chopper, and that one's grabbed by Gaff beautifully. The throw in time for the out. And that's a little example to our fans watching it around the country of, again, the outstanding glove work of Chris Gaff. The senior Gaff has just been, as we noted earlier, a veritable vacuum cleaner down there. A Kirby vacuum cleaner salesman. I really thought it went through for a moment in time, but you can't put it past Chris Gaff. A great throw as well for out number 1. Well, we want to say hi to the Shreeden family. Travis is one of the talented assistant coaches on the team. His mom, Vicky, they're in Hawaii right now. Aloha to them as Jake Biscaloo steps in right now for the Purple People Eaters, the Vikings. 1-0 to him. Also have Evan Galatly's mom. She's in Pensacola, Florida. Talking about polar extremes. Hi to folks in Hawaii, and then 8,000 miles the other direction to Pensacola. So she's a great supporter of the West Ranch broadcast. We're grateful to her. The Burge family, they're all over the place. They're spread out around America. Pitch for a strike, 2-1. They're happy to know that Alex is going to be and decided on moving on to Loyola Marymount University. And, of course, our good friend Jim Wagner there in Carolina on my mind. High fly ball to left, and that is grabbed by Garrett Monheim for the second out here in the top of the 5th inning. So your battery remains Justin and Stefanos, Chambers, Hernandez, Valdez, and Gaff. Around the infield this afternoon here in Stevenson Ranch, California. West Ranch outfield remains the same as well. Garrett Monheim in left. Camacho, Jovan in center, Ryan in right respectively for the Cats. Pitch is a ball right now to the hitter at the plate. Left-handed bat stepping in there right now. 1-0, 2 down. Timmy rocks and fires away with a pitch that's high. It's Lucas White. Because we thought Ferris had the bad arm and he was suffering, he had only had 2 starts in last month, Lucas White, we thought, would start this ball game. Think again. And this pitch finds itself a strike at the knees, 2-1. And Ferris keeping West Ranch in check, leading 5-2. If he has a bad arm, tell me how he does it. Another pitch that's a strike, this time the outside part of the plate. And I'll tell you, we hope we can get a camera shot of what's going on down the right field line. All those people looking in. Some are seated, some are hanging on the fence down there. And also in left field. It's SRO, standing room only here at Wildcat Field as the pitch misses outside and Timmy has run the count full. 3-2 to Lucas White. There's folks down the right field line. They've got a good view of what's happening. Taking it in. It's big news in Santa Clarita Valley. Swung on and missed. Big news that time. Lucas White goes for the fences, and Timmy blows him away. They're out there in mass right now to mob Timmy Johnston. And watch this one. That's a blur that's going to come up. I know it's slow-mo, but that was a blur to the hitter. The California Highway Patrol jugs gun would show a speeding ticket on that pitch. And there's the fans looking in. Beyond left field, a big game, no doubt, not only in the Foothill League for the championship, but around California. Everyone seems to be interested in this ball game. And now at the end of 4.5, Valencia 5, West Ranch 2. We'll be right back. Christos Stefanos for the Cats. Watching their hopes start to drift away. They have 9 outs, though, available to them now to try to pick up 3 lonely, badly needed runs to get back in this ball game, down 5-2 to Valencia, with the Foothill League title on the line and starting his own 5th inning of work is the gifted right-hander Ben Ferris. And the pitch over to Christos Stefanos is outside, 1-0. Adorned in their purple and white uniform, gray pant and gray and purple hat. Fouled away. West Ranch, white uniform and very impressive Wildcats emblazoned on the front. The gold helmet as well. So for West Ranch, the lineup: Camacho, Monheim, Stefanos, Chambers, Camacho, Valdez, Hernandez, Burge, and Gaff. Hit on the line. It's into Death Valley, left center field, and this is going to go all the way to the wall. Christos Stefanos has speed and then some as a catcher. He'll go into second standing up with a leadoff double for the Cats here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We keep hearing about how the bats have been neutralized over the last 7 to 8 years, but not when it comes off the bat of Christos Stefanos. But I suspect that if he had played 10 years ago, that would have been out of the ballpark. He really hit it on the screws that time as Ferris got it up in the strike zone. And immediately, everyone's looking up because they thought it might end up in the stratosphere. It's going to 2-hop the fence, and here's Will Chambers. He grew up in the local area with his buddy Christos Stefanos, who's over there at second base right now. The curve to him is a ball, 1-0. They go all the way back, I believe. They were about 3-4 years old together. I mean, you're talking about joined at the hip. Chambers and Stefanos. They've been through a lot together. Swung on and missed. The count 1-1. And it is somewhat melancholy to know that they were able to play all those years together and wind up at West Ranch, but they'll have one more year together. But other relationships, a lot of seniors graduating, and they were honored today here at West Ranch. Laced foul over there on the left side, out of play, 1-2. We mentioned it earlier, and we didn't want to get it wrong. Valencia away from Viking Field, 10-3. Okay, we got that straightened out. And West Ranch a little bit better at home than Valencia away. 10-2 here at Wildcat Field. Pitch, what a great save that time on the part of Biscaluz. It's 2-2. So many relationships, not just, again, on the same team, but on the different teams. Very close relationship between the West Ranch and Valencia coaches. They're friendly to each other. And a number of the players, they all know each other from growing up and being on travel ball teams locally. Quick throw to check Christos Stefanos in under the tag, 2-2. So anyway, as a result, one of those great relationships, the catcher behind the plate right now, he's on the right side of your screen, you see him, Jake Biscaluz, on a travel team called the Mayhem with West Ranch's Alex Burge. It's a hit up the middle, and it's going to slip through for a base hit. Let's see Stefanos. He's coming home. There's no throw. West Ranch gets the run, and they're down now 5-3. A timely piece of hitting on the part of Will Chambers. He gets RBI number 24. Same as the number on his uniform. Stefanos scores, and the Cats, well, they're now come up and awaken from their Rip Van Winkle stupor, so to speak. They did get 2 runs on bottom of the second, but they are a team that scores in bunches. And out of nowhere, they can be jostled and wake up, and the bats have a fury to them. And certainly everyone knows they got through and were able to beat Ben Ferris back there on March 29th. Ryan Camacho, the hitter, takes the pitch for a strike, 0-1. That was, again, that extra inning game where Timmy Johnson survived by the hair of his chin. Very close. Oh, he plunked him on the small of the back under the number 13. You talk about lucky or unlucky 13, he'll take it. So Ferris going through his rocky patch right now, a stumbling block of sorts. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, 1 run over, and Mike Killinger the long, again, laborious walk out to the hill to take time and confer with Ben Ferris, and that may be it for Ben. Yes, it is. They're motioning right now. They're going to bring in a relief pitcher. Ben Ferris done for the afternoon. He ends up going 5+ innings, surrendering the 3 runs. Everybody on the base paths right now, 2 runners are his responsibility. He could win this ball game. He can't lose it or have nothing to do with it. And number 5, there he was. We talked about him in the last inning, and he makes the appearance. We thought for 2 days that Lucas White would start this ball game, but he is there now. And they bring him in from his position at first base. We're going to have a brand new first baseman over there as well. We'll get that all sorted out. Zach Brown will take over at first for Valencia. Lucas White in there right now. Going to try to settle things down, but it's not going to be easy for Valencia. West Ranch, here in the bottom of the 5th, have 1 run scored, an RBI single driving in Stefanos, Will Chambers. A moment ago, Ferris plunked Ryan Camacho on the back, and the hitter is Nico Valdez. And Nico moved down in the lineup from number 2 to number 6. He's got himself 18 big runs batted in on the year. By the way, that's Rattlesnake Bluff, and that's Brendan Fisher. And he has to be very much aware of what's out there for the native fauna in that area. I wouldn't do that job, but they need to try to retrieve some baseballs. So we'll take a break as well. The Cats, nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th, 1 over and 2 on. And coming to the plate, Nico Valdez. We'll be right back. Nico Valdez, the man on the spot right now, honored before the game as one of the seniors graduating, and truly, before we even get to the playoffs, trying to go out in style. Nico Valdez on the year, a .325 average. He's got himself a home run, 18 runs batted in. He's in the top 10 in the league. Lucas White trying to now douse the fire, so to speak, as the slider misses outside, 1-0. Well, last year, it was West Ranch. They had to win the last 2 ball games of the year to leapfrog over Valencia and tie for the league title. Valencia trying to turn the tables on West Ranch, leapfrog them, win 2 at the end of the year. West Ranch hanging in there, hanging tough. Laying down the bunt, Valdez. He fouls it away. It's 1-1. Valencia up 1-0. West Ranch up 2-1. Valencia up in this ball game 4-2. 5-2. And now 5-3. Big open area. A veritable Death Valley out there. Zizek's Road to Baker. And the Prima Donna Casino. All that and more if he goes to right center field. White, a backwards glance of the runner. Second, Nico lays down the bunt. They're going to say that one's fouled. So 1-2 it is. I suspect Nico Valdez right now will not be bunting because here we've got 2 strikes. White take the bat out of his hands. Nobody out. And he himself has been a very, very hot hitter from March, April into May. Lucas White deals 1-2. A chopper round down to shortstop Eldridge. So the second for 1, back to first. It's a double play. 2 gone. However, West Ranch runner scampering into third. Nice play that time on the part of Eldridge. Yeah, known for his bat work, but he's very, very solid out there in terms of his ethic and his defensive ethic out there as he took it by himself on the bag and then on to first for the double play. So Austin Hernandez, the hitter. Remember, he beat Ferris in that extra inning game back there in March. Now he's trying to cash in the runner at third. He hits it high and in the air. It's playable. Drifting back the right fielder Shear, and he's got it about 8 feet in front of the right field wall for out number 3. The Cats get one, though, and they can't be disappointed at that, trying to scratch back against a very tough Valencia team. After 5 complete, Vikings 5, Wildcats 3. Mueller, Orr, and Huey, the bottom third of the Viking lineup right now. The Cats get the one, but they left 2. On there in the 5th inning, actually left 1 stranded at third base. So we head into the 6th inning. Timmy Johnston himself begins his 6th inning of work, and his offering is down low, 1-0 to Mueller. Mueller, a couple of singles in this ball game. Also drove in a run in that 3rd inning when they picked up the 3. Timmy rocks, comes back 1-0. Waved at and missed, it's 1-1. Ronnie Wald, your game broadcaster, proud to bring it to you. And regardless of the outcome of this game, we're headed to the playoffs, which is a good sign, but we want to take it and ratchet it up one level higher. West Ranch wants desperately another Foothill League title. On the line, a fly out to the right fielder, Ryan Camacho, for out number 1. Casey Burrell has Foothill League titles 3 of the last 5 years. It's come a long way since, again, developing this nascent program. He actually left the Saugus job after 4 years of coaching there, as Timmy's facing off right now against Bobby Orr. The pitch down low in the dirt, 1-0. And according to Casey, he would have been at Saugus forever. Good job, good program, good tradition. But it was just too tempting to have a chance to come to a brand new high school here in this with West Ranch, as this is a ground ball and it will squirt through for a base hit for Bobby Orr. Eight hits in the ball game for Valencia. Six hits for the Wildcats. So with this school developing along with Golden Valley, 2004, 2005, Casey Burrell left Saugus and took over here, as the curveball is a ball right now to number 14, Shane Huey. One down, runner at first, 5-3 Valencia. Also the opportunity to be able to coach with his younger brother. That's right, Brady Burrell. That was part of the deal if he ended up coaching here for West Ranch High School. You wonder about loyalties and allegiances. Casey played at Hart High School, grew up in the area. Brady is a former Viking. That's right. coaching down there at first base, and this will go over the head of Chris Gaff into left field. A strange blooper of sorts on the part of Shane Huey. Hit number 9 in the ball game for Valencia. 2 on, 1 down, and right to the top of the order. What bigger nemesis could there be than Trace Eldridge? Well, they had a couple rough years in playing around local parks and what have you before this stadium was built. But finally, for the last 11 years, Casey has been coaching the varsity. First couple years, very poor, sub-500 years. But if you take the last 9 years, the Burrell era, they've won at actually a 65% clip. They've won 2/3 of their league games. As Eldridge will check in right now, 1 away. And Timmy Johnston really bared down on him with a great fastball for a strike to start him out 0-1. Casey said it to me before the game, if we can play error-free, we believe our offense will come through, win this ball game. Ferris has been the difference, though, however, as this pitch fouled away into the screen, 0-1. Ferris has now given way to Lucas White, and the Cats are hoping they can break through against White. By the way, Casey Burrell said there was no sleep for him last night. This is the culmination of hard work which started last summer when the Cats play as the Ranchers. Johnston, one more time. Slider misses outside, 1-1. They'll be the Ranchers again next month. Go through May with the playoffs, culminate at Blair Field with the semifinals, and then the finals in Division I, CIF Southern Section, near Memorial Day. 1-1, offering, fouled away left side, 1-2. Such a dramatic year last year, all covered on liveplaysports.tv. They even had to go to extra innings with Murrieta Vista before they finally succumbed to that team, which ultimately won the D1 title. They won it out there in San Bernardino. Different story this year. High pop-up again on the part of Eldridge, and it remains 1-2. That was a senior-laden team, very experienced. This West Ranch team, can you believe, and even Coach Bobby Cardamone of West Ranch said, you know what? They still are in the learning mode. They still have a lot to learn. Can you believe it? With Jovan, Ryan, and Garrett, as this is it, a line drive down the line. It's in the corner. Here comes a Viking to score on the double from Eldridge, who's just been scintillating in this ball game. He's got himself 3 hits, a home run, a double that's driven in another run, and they are up 6-3. So he came into this ball game. They had played 3 previous games, and Eldridge was pretty lacking. 2 for 9, 222 average against West Ranch. Oh, he has really straightened things out in this particular ball game. After he was hit by the pitch in the first inning, he ultimately scored a run there. Singled in the 3rd, home run in the 4th, and a double driving in a run just a moment ago here in the 6th inning. He's 3 for 3. He scored 2 runs, driven in 2, and the hitter is Cody Minnis. The curve is a strike from Johnston to Cody, and it is 0-1. Valencia 6, West Ranch 3. Suppose we won't know till Sunday or Monday where we're going to wind up, who the opponent will be. Laced into right center, base hit. Another run comes over for Valencia. A second runner played. Here's the throw. Not in time. They get 3 in the inning. 2 more RBIs off the bat of Cody Minnis. It's 8-3. And a very un-Johnston-like game for Timmy in this particular ball game. Remember, Valencia, with their 22-7 mark, have just been great away from Viking Field. Yes, they lost here back in March, but had to go into extra innings to lose that ball game to West Ranch. And now it's just target practice against the Cats as they get 3 more in the top of the 6th and lead by 5. So Minnis joins the hit parade. His first hit of the ball game, a couple of RBIs. Ben Ferris steps to the plate. And now Ryan Lindgren needs to go out there and confirm with Timmy Johnston. It's been a long time since we've seen any type of outing like this on the part of Timmy. Remember, you only need one more win, and he'll get the all-time leadership in West Ranch history, passing J.C. Cloney. You know who he is. University of Arizona, who ended up at Omaha last year, pitching in the College World Series. So Ryan Lindgren acting as the veritable Jim Wagner. Jim out of state right now in North Carolina. You can tell that look on Timmy, who's a real warrior out there himself, that he is not happy with the results of this ball game. Ferris has given way to Lucas White, but Timmy has gone all the way in this ball game. They trust and believe in him. But suddenly, 3 more runs come over as Ferris will check in with his .364 average, 5 homers, 33 runs batted in, trying to cash in Cody Minnis over there on first. Timmy, the southpaw. The pitch is a strike. Still, it remains somewhat coolish. Sure, a break in temperatures after last week in the low 90s. So it's great baseball weather, and what a fabulous crowd has turned out today, Wildcat Field. But mostly the West Ranch faithful, partisan, very silent right now. Fly ball to center. Who else? His country out there, Jovan Camacho, hauls it in for the out, and we got ourselves 2 outs here in the 6th inning. The banquet is coming up Saturday. I know it sounds strange, end-of-year banquet, but that's when they're able to get the building across the street, the gymnasium, or should I say the auditorium, that is, over at the junior high school, directly across, I believe that is Valencia Boulevard, right? Yeah. And that'll be taking place on Saturday night. As right now, Tyler Ernay is the hitter for Valencia. Now he hits it just to the right of Valdez. The long throw not in time. He had to backhand it, then on the run make the throw. So Ernay is safe. Got 13 hits unofficially for Valencia in this ballgame. They got 5 of them here in the top of the 6th inning. Sometimes a throw like that, even by an experienced shortstop, can be problematic. Sometimes it's better just to hold on to it. Why risk making the overthrow and ending up in the dugout and the hitter ending up with the extra base? Swung on and missed on the part of Jake Biscaluz, 0-1. 2 down. Top of the 6th, 8-3 Valencia. So again, thank you to all our fans watching, listening in. The Shreeden family in Hawaii. Evan Galatly's mom in Pensacola. Thank you for your viewership. Here's a quick toss on the chopper. Valdez to Hernandez, and that's that. But sadly, the damage more than been done. 3 more runs come in top of the 6th. And after 5.5, Vikings of Valencia 8. West Ranch WildCats 3 on liveplaysports.tv. Welcome back, everyone. Alex Burge, the hitter at the plate right now, facing off against Valencia's Lucas White. Burge in this ballgame, he takes a fastball up high. It's 1-0. Alex lined out, and he hit it on the screws in the second inning. That was heartbreaking, but he did get himself a single in the fourth. 1 for 2. 8-3 Valencia. If Valencia holds on, gets the victory, they will have taken 3 of 4 ball games this year from the Cats. Remember, again, 3 games are played in the league. 1 was outside just by chance. They ended up as competing in that Ryan Lemons tournament down there in Irvine. And of all those great Orange County teams, the 2 Foothill League teams emerged for the championship game. And Farrell beat the Cats that day back there at Irvine. 3-1 count right now to Alex Burge. Alex, along with Timmy Johnston and Farrell, top the heap in terms of wins, pitching proficiency in the Foothill. 8 wins apiece as the count runs full. White to Burge, 3-2. Lucas into the windup. Here's the pitch. Hit high and deep to right. This one way back. This one will fly away. Alex Burge headed for Loyola Marymount, but hold up there on that car wash, baby. He's got some work to do yet here at West Ranch. Remember, he sent a 3-run home run out there at Canyons last week, and he's got that home run stroke going, and it was well over the barrier in right field. He got it up in the jet stream, and as a result, it's 8-4 now. Boy, Alex would have loved to have some runners on the base path, some ducks on the pond when he hit that ball, but he'll take it nonetheless. Second home run of the ball game. Eldridge hit one for Valencia in the fourth. 8-4 Vikings. Here's Chris Gaff at the plate. It's a strike to Chris. Number 5 is out there pitching for this, again, Valencia team. Lucas White. A fastball good enough for a strike that time, 0-2. No doubt about it, but one more thing, and it has to be emphasized. A long fly ball hit to left here at Wildcat Field is much different scenario than hitting it to right. It seems like it is just pulled along, like it's on a string or something, once it gets in the jet stream to right here. Waved at and missed on the part of Gaff, and now he's in a hole, 0-2. Gaff had himself a single and an RBI back there in the second inning. Hart is playing today. They're looking for victory number 20. We don't have a score coming out of there. The Hart team has already qualified. They're way ahead of the 4th place team in the Foothill League. Top 3 make it to the playoffs. 1-2 right now to Gaff. So it'll be interesting. It'll be either West Ranch or Valencia at the top of the heap, and then Hart, and that time he struck him out on the curveball. Gaff retired, 1 down, and we head to the top of the order, Jovan Camacho. They really rely on the 2 F guys. They're talking about Farrell and Ferris, but Lucas White, if need be, neither one of them are available. Lucas is the go-to guy for Valencia Vikings. Slapped, however, into left field, a base hit for Jovan Camacho. The Cats trying to scratch back. It's not easy. 5 outs remaining in this ball game and down by 4. Jovan's second hit of the game. So the 2 top guys in the league living up to their solid billing. The senior Eldridge has himself 3 hits in this game, a homer, double, 2 RBIs. Jovan, the sophomore, in second place in Foothill League hitting. He's 2 for 3 and a sacrifice fly RBI in the second. Here's Garrett Monheim, hitless in this ball game, 0 for 3, a very hungry hitter waiting at the plate. Why not? He came in hitting .415. But that one, he went for the fences, the left-handed bat. He would love to be able to do what just a moment ago his good friend Alex Burge was able to do. Both these guys played at the JV level. In fact, Monheim came from a freshman team that went 27-0 last year. Can you believe it? High pop-up left side, foul, and it's 0-2. I don't think that'll ever be replicated anywhere in the Foothill League, and I'm not just talking about baseball. on any level has there ever been an undefeated team. And Mannheim was an important catalyst on that team. Freshmen, along with the Camacho brothers, 27-0 last year for the freshmen of West Ranch. It is amazing. They play all year long now, and again, look at all the various levels. They field the freshman and JV squad, along with varsity here at West Ranch, pitch inside and tight 1 and 2. In fact, most of the years, they lose their regular team moniker, their sobriquet known as the WildCats, and become, again, a phantom, known as the Ranchers, the travel ball team, next month and through the summer and winter. Now this going to be a double play opportunity, and he's safe at first base. The great speed of Garrett Mannheim means he's not going to get a lot of double plays. They did get the front end of it, Jovan Camacho, making it 2 outs. Garrett at first, and the hitter, Christos Stefanos. He tried to keep it alive. He tried that time to protect the strike zone. Unfortunately, and you can see right there, he was able to beat it out. But unfortunately for the Cats in Mannheim, he's 0 for 4 in this ballgame. And here is Christos Stefanos. Christos struck out in the first, flew out in the third, and a double in the fifth, 1 for 3. Here's the pitch, a curve that's a strike, 0-1. So West Ranch, when they run into Valencia pitchers, you know what a difficult task it is for them. Only 8 runs scored through almost 4 games against talented pitching of Valencia Vikings, as the offering from Stefanos finds the count right now, 1-1. Stefanos swings away. He gets it to right field, but just got a little under it, and he's got a beat on it. Ryan Shear squeezes it for out number 3. The Cats get 1. It was the homer from Burge. We head to the 7th. Valencia up 8-4.
I get so many emails from people suffering from acne. Here's just a few of them.
I've spent years being self-conscious. I've tried everything.
I never thought as an adult I would have so much difficulty with breakouts.
I turned 29 and my acne began to spiral out of control.
And here's what I want to say to all of you. There's no cure for acne, but you, just like thousands of others, can control it with Unblemished, developed by Dr. Katie Rodan and Dr. Kathy Fields. Why is Unblemished regimen so unique? This clinically tested multi-med therapy treats the entire face and stops breakouts weeks before they surface. This is why Rodan & Fields is the #1 premium acne brand in the United States. So turn your before into a happily ever after. Just have patience and stick with it, and break the cycle with Unblemished, because acne is not you.
We swing along now into the 7th inning. Welcome back, everyone. Valencia 8, West Ranch 4. The battle for the Foothill League title, it's coming down to this one game, and I would say this final regular season game of the year is like a one-game playoff. And Lucas White will begin things, a left-handed bat for this Valencia team, and he's facing off against a brand-new pitcher. They pulled Timmy Jostin. They brought in Dom Eberle. Very much a hard-throwing right-hander. Try to neutralize this Valencia team. and give Valencia a chance, even though I'd say West Ranch a chance in the bottom of the 7th. It won't be easy. This one hit hard into right center field. It's going to fall, and it almost bounced over the head of Jovan Camacho. We thought the fields were getting a little more saturated, even with the pervasive rain that had gone on, and we had a little taste of it just a few days ago, but that just took off in the right center field area itself, like AstroTurf out there, and Jovan had to leap up, just like he plays as a defensive back with his brother on the Wildcat football team. Looked like he was reaching up for an interception that time. So base hit to start things off against Dom Eberle for Lucas White. Hit number 14 in the ball game for Valencia. The hit total makes a statement as well for Valencia this afternoon. Chris Mueller, the hitter, and the pitch is a ball. Eberle has really been the saves guy when it comes to West Ranch. No other pitcher has recorded even one save, and through this is his 14th game of the year, he's got 6. Slips away from Cristo Stefanos all the way to the backstop, and scampering into second right now is one Lucas White. They desperately have to shut the door on this Valencia team so they have an opportunity there in the bottom of the 7th. West Ranch showed what they can do. Score runs and in a hurry. Remember Dado Field when they started their 11-game win streak and up against El Camino? El Camino, the reigning city CIF champion. They got 6 runs in the top of the 6th inning against El Camino. They did the same thing over there against Saugus, at Saugus. Runs can come in bunches for West Ranch. The offering is a strike from Eberle right now to Mueller, and it is now 2-1. However, they got to shut the door. They can't allow any more runs. And in scoring position right now is Lucas White. Over there, he's the Johnny on the spot. Out there at second base, taking a very liberal lead off of Dom Eberle. Dom, not even a backwards glance. His focus is on the hitter at the plate. Lays down the bunt, grabbed by Stefanos, and nobody was there to cover. A definite breakdown that time for West Ranch. Chambers came out to field it, and Hernandez, which should be covering, heading over from his second base position, and cover over there by the bag was not even anywhere near there, and Stefanos could not release the throw. So as a result, on that error, one Lucas White ends up at third base. Mueller at first, Bobby Orr the hitter. Runners at the corners, and it's 8-4 Valencia, and with nobody out. Bobby Orr himself is 1 for 3 in this ball game, singled in that 6th inning when they came up with the big 3 runs to put this game out of distance for West Ranch. High pop-up right side, out of play. Guess we'll just have to, as I said, wait till Sunday or Monday to know where the teams are going. And, of course, we'll have a better determination who will be playing who and where based on this ball game. A little chopper, and it's going to go over to Dom Eberle, the throw to first. He was able to hold the runner on third. However, scampering himself from first to second was Chris Mueller. Now you've got Vikings at second and third. Of course, at the conclusion of this game, we'll just know that possibly the loser will hit the road and play a very tough D1 team. The winner will be sitting pretty. The championship of the Foothill League, bragging rights for that, and get to open the playoffs a week from today at home. How sweet it is. That happened for West Ranch last year. They opened up against Modern Day. Still, they had to come back to be a very tough Modern Day team. Pitch inside and tight right now to number 14, Shane Huey. Dom Eberle clocked over there in Irvine. His dad recorded it, about 90-mile-an-hour high drive down the left field line and hooking foul and out of play. I had the benefit of the giant scout here with me up here on the platform, our catbird seat overlooking the field, and he was able to give me reliable numbers from his speed gun. Over there at Irvine, they had one running all the time where anybody could just go up and look at it. Irvine for the Ryan Lemons tournament. Waved at it, missed on the part of Huey, and it is 1-2. Well, anyway, Mr. Eberly went back there and took a picture of his son Dom's recording his speed, and it showed up in the low 90s, like 91. So Dom is going to move on from this level and be very successful. He's got a powerful howitzer-like right arm. The 1-2. Waved at and missed, and he didn't have to use all 90 miles an hour there. He just used his cranium. And outfought the hitter at the plate who lunged for it, Shane Huey, and now we have 2 down. They don't want to mess around with Trace Eldridge. They're going to intentionally walk him, and I don't blame them. 3 for 3, he's been on base 4 times, 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. They want to deal with Cody Minnis. However, Cody burned them in the 6th inning with a 2-run single. It's a game of chess out there in the game of baseball. You play the percentages. Here's the first pitch to Cody. It's a strike at the knees, 0-1. Anyway, we're talking about the field conditions. Didn't finish that thought, but the idea where we thought a little bit of rain this week would saturate the field, soften it up, but we've seen some crazy bounces on that field this afternoon. The pitch misses outside. It's 1-1. Somewhat reminiscent of last year when we're coming out, again, the continuous pervasive drought in California. So many fields look brownish, football and baseball, as we covered it in the last 5-6 years, and the field's rock hard. Right now, even though Casey Burrow watered down the field before the game, it's rock hard right now. You can tell by some of the types of bounces we've seen on the infield this afternoon, as Eberle's pitch makes it 2-1 right now with 2 down. And the main thing, Vikings at second. Actually, bases loaded, full of Vikings after the intentional walk to Eldridge. Full of Vikings right now. The 2-1 offering. Laced foul, left side into Rattlesnake Bluff area. There's a good shot of it. That's a very wild area. Pressed up against Wildcat Field. Spectacular vistas, breathtaking. That's what it's all about here. And a fine brand of baseball, and all eyes and ears are focused on Stevenson Ranch, California right now. We're so glad you're with us. Big audience for us, a record, and we're grateful to you. Valencia, so far, here in the 7th, has the 8-4 lead. Waved at, and this one fouled away, and it remains 2-2. I think Mike Killinger said it best to me before Tuesday's game. He goes, one good thing about these games, it's not playing for a playoff berth. A lot of pride out there. Everyone loves to have a league championship, but they can also ratchet back the emotion and know that they're going to the postseason. Both these teams, no matter what happens on the field today. Pitch misses down low from Eberle to one, again, Cody Minnis waiting at the plate. Cody was 0 for 3, and then his bat came alive and picked up a couple of RBIs in the 6th inning. 3-2, 2 down. 8-4 Valencia. Dom, a backwards glance, and rocks and fires away. The high pop-up, drifting foul, and out of play. Can you believe they even think about going up there, Rattlesnake Bluff, and trying to retrieve some baseballs? But they're expensive. This is not Major League Baseball, and it pays if you can come up with a couple of them out there in that very rugged hillside, butting up against Wildcat Field. Okay, Dom bluffs, a little bit of bird dogging going on the part of Dom Eberle, the senior. Ultimately did not throw the baseball, so bases remain loaded. They've gone as far as they can go. Here's the 3-2 pitch. High fly ball down the line, but Monheim has a beat on it. Near the line, makes the grab for the out. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Cats. Chambers, Camacho, and Valdez. 8-4 Valencia. We'll be right back. We swing now to the bottom of the 7th inning. We're sure glad you're with us. You've hung on this far. Let's finish it up together. Chambers, Ryan Camacho, and Valdez. A broadcast brought to you not only by our friends at Chewy's, but of course the Santa Clarita School of Performing Arts. Thank you so much for your support and help. The Jostin family coming through time and time again for these broadcasts. As the first pitch comes over from Lucas White, in relief for the starting pitcher, long gone in this ball game. And a high chopper on the right side. It's going to be a foul ball on the part of Chambers. Will Chambers starting things off, and the count is 1-1. Chambers one more time waiting up there here in the 7th inning. The Cats down by 4, 8-4. Chambers in this ball game has found himself with one hit. He did get an RBI back to the 5th inning when they picked up that solo run. Still down by 4 right now, 8-4. Down low in the dirt from Lucas White. So Valencia, if they can hold on to this lead, will have won their 23rd game. The Cats will be denied a 20-win season, but they can get that 20-win season. Both of them are headed to the playoffs regardless. This is laced left side into the screen. It's 2-2. Just a magnificent Chamber of Commerce day today out here in the Santa Clarita Valley. Perfect baseball weather. Sure glad you spent time around the country enjoying us on liveplaysports.tv. White delivers right under his glove. It's going to slip through for a base hit for Will Chambers. The classic seeing eye single found its way through. It got by White first time and then by the second baseman over there, Chris Mueller. So hope springs eternal right now for the Wildcats. Take a look at this baseball. It was meant to be. Just missed the glove of White. And then what a heroic effort on the part of Mueller, but it's a hit nonetheless. So Will Chambers, second hit of the ball game when they needed it most. And here comes Ryan Camacho. Camacho, a base hit to left. This game is far from over. You've got Chambers at second, Camacho at first, and here comes Nico Valdez. In Wildcat fashion, they find a way to fight back, and it had to be the Wildcats. And Killinger has seen it time and time again, being around the coaching scene in Santa Clarita Valley, and he doesn't want to risk any more. Lucas White done for the afternoon. We've got a relief pitcher coming in right now, just like that for Valencia. We'll break as well. 8-4 Valencia here in the 7th with nobody out, but 2 on right now for the West Ranch Wildcats. Welcome back, everyone, here to Wildcat Field, the 7th inning. West Ranch comes up with 2 singles, Chambers and Camacho in the 7th. And here is Nico Valdez at the plate, the brand new pitcher of all people, Trace Eldridge. Trying to shut the door on the Cats. The first offering to Valdez is a strike, 0-1. Ferris, White, and now Eldridge. Eldridge is done with the bat, trying to close him out with the pitching arm, the very strong right arm of one Trace Eldridge. Swung on and missed on the part of Nico, 0-2. Valdez in this ball game, 1 for 3. Nobody out. 8-4, Valencia. That was the curveball that missed outside, and it's 1-2. Eldridge comes right back. Chopper, foul ball, 1-2 it remains. They find a way, both these teams, even though there's pervasive ongoing friendships between many of the players on these respective teams and the coaches. Still, when it gets out there on the field, they're all business. Eldridge, here's the offering, swung on and missed on the part of Nico Valdez, strike 3. Nico gone, 1 away, and here comes Hernandez. Just like that, third baseman Tyler Ernay needs to go out there just for a moment in time and talk to Trace Eldridge. We have a brand new shortstop as well out there for Valencia. Sorry, can't get his particular number, but all the focus right now is on the mano-a-mano battle going on between pitcher and hitter. The right-handed pitcher Eldridge and the left-handed bat of the senior Austin Hernandez. Swung on and missed, strike 1. A special thank you again to Darren. He runs things at liveplaysports.tv, and all the guys in the truck. Exemplary work. He really makes the high schoolers look like major leaguers. Pitch misses outside. And my job, always, imprimatur for WildCats, Ronnie Wald, is to make them feel like Dodgers for a day. They lay it on the line, so should we. Hernandez waiting with a pitch, a 3-quarter delivery that misses outside, 1-1. We're here in the 7th. This is it. The old-time axiom, there's no tomorrow, really is true. And in the high school realm, you well know it's all over after 7 innings. Swung on and missed on the part of Austin. He was late on that one. He took something off it beautifully. Trace Eldridge, 2-2. So both these teams so similar, but a begrudging respect on the part of Casey Burrell towards who he calls his friends at Valencia. A lot of talent on the Valencia team, and they're peaking at the right time. Curveball makes the count, 3-2. They've won 3 straight ball games. And if they happen to win this ball game, they will have taken 3 or 4 from a powerhouse West Ranch team. It's no small task. And leapfrogged them to win the Foothill League. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. They're 1 out away from getting the Foothill League title. And they'll have to go through Alex Burge, who's already hit a home run in this ballgame. And he's got the home run stroke going. He's got 2 on the season, and I'm talking about limited at-bats. Very limited at-bats. He's mostly been pitching for West Ranch. Hit a home run back there in the 6th inning as he takes a pitch for a strike from Eldridge, trying to close the deal, shut the door on West Ranch, and get themselves the Foothill League title. A backwards glance of the runner, big roundhouse curve, a lot of movement on that one, but way outside it misses. It's 1-1. They're playing deep nonetheless in right field, Ryan Shearer, because of the great respect he has for Alex Burge and his home run bat. He goes the other way and is grabbed by the shortstop, and they've got themselves a Foothill League title. He ranged high in the air, a great vertical leap to rob Alex Burge of the hit. They win 8-4, Valencia over West Ranch, and there they are mobbing each other. A veritable pile of humanity out there for the purple-clad and purple people eaters of Valencia High School. And more morose and obviously feeling somewhat despondent right now, the Wildcats, no doubt, because they were feeling real good about a Foothill League title. And what does Valencia do? Well, they're starting to feel the same way West Ranch felt last year. Why? Last year, West Ranch leapfrogged Valencia by winning the last 2 games of the year to tie for the league title. This time, the Vikings leapfrogged the Wildcats, and they got themselves the 2017 league title. We'll have the final line score, winning and losing pitchers after this on LivePlaySports.tv.